Watch the ride.
Hey everybody, hope you're all doing alright there. Bit of an update today. If you didn't see the last video, today's Monday. Last Tuesday I came off my DRZ 400 in a very silly way. You can watch the video to find out. And I sustained an impact injury to the inside of my leg that appears to be a hematoma. And at the time I tried to go to the NHS and I basically didn't get seen by anyone. Well, that's where that video ended. Update from there, if you've seen the last video. Couple of days after that, I think it was last Friday evening, amazingly, I suddenly thought, do you know what, maybe the time between 6 PM and 8 PM when the urgent treatment centres are open is the quiet bit on a Friday, because it isn't after the weekend, it's not on the weekend, and it's before people have got drunk. That worked out perfectly. I walked in this urgent treatment centre and out in 1 hour, or less actually. I think it was about 40 minutes. It was really impressive. This was the first time that a doctor had actually looked at my leg since it had happened. So it took from Tuesday to Friday to actually get it seen, and you know, a phone call to 111, a visit to A&E to be thrown away, turned away, and blah. So what have I done to my leg? It does appear to be a hematoma at the moment, but there is so much swelling, it's hard to find out like exactly what's going on underneath. The doctor, when he first saw it, he went, "Oh, let's have a look then," and was just like, Jesus Christ, because of the amount of bruising. I did show you a couple of images last time. I'm going to only show you one image in this one, and it's just to show how far the bruising went and how bad it looks. And I still can't show you the worst bits because they're too close to things that aren't YouTube friendly, and I'm not showing you those anyway. So if you're squeamish about bruising, stuff like that, look away now. Yeah, as you can see, bruising spread. It's still very bad now. So you can look again. You can look again. The bruising spread a lot from there. It's run down my leg and around the back of my leg, and it's not going away just yet, but it is going through its colours. There is still a very hard lump there, which, as I say, is likely a hematoma. I've been given the advice as what to do there. As it turns out, what I'd been doing previously, bit of compression, some cool packs, trying to rest, is literally all I can do. There is nothing they can do to help this recover. It's just a matter of time. Unless my body, if it is a hematoma caused just by blood, if that can't if my body can't remove that all of itself, it may need surgery to have it removed or the area fixed. I have a sneaking suspicion I've torn a muscle in the inside of my leg. I don't know for sure, but basically what I'm doing is I'm following their instructions. I'm letting the swelling and everything calm down, the bruising go away a bit more. The point is, it's doing okay, but it's going to take time. You know, I always, whenever I get hurt in crashes, you remember the big crash, like, what was it, 10 years ago now? I was like, oh, I'll be back on my feet in a few weeks. It was 2 years off work over 4 years in the end, because I had to have 2 operations and they missed initial things, and then I had to go and get, you know, look to the doctor again and get surgery. And I really hope I'm not repeating that, because being stuck injured is the most frustrating thing on earth for me. Not only because I need to work, because I need to earn money and this is my job. It's just the sitting around with nothing to do drives me insane. Plus there's other things I have responsibilities for, which, you know, the longer it goes on, the bigger the job afterwards is. So it's, yeah, it's stressful as hell to just be sat here resting. And I have to lay flat resting, because if I stand up, or even if I'm sat in this chair, obviously the pressure of gravity forces blood down into my leg, so it's not great. But I'm okay. I'm just frustrated as hell, and I'd like to just know how long this is going to be, because right now I feel like when I had my crash before, when you're like, well, maybe it'll be 2 weeks, maybe 3 weeks, then you're like 5 months later and you're like, same as my back. My back got, when I ruptured a disc in my back, remember I couldn't walk for properly for 7 months. I don't want to do this anymore. I don't want to do being injured all the time. Well, not all the time. I'm not injured all the time. It's very rarely. I just don't like being injured because of downtime. And as I say, the frustrating thing is like this is I have to rest. If I stand up, it starts getting worse immediately because of the gravity. Yeah. So yeah, I'm fine. I'm just venting the frustrations of being sat in this position. And I do have things to do. I have a project I'm going to start working on a video for, because someone was like, oh, I'd be interested in that. I'm like, well, it might be interesting to other people. Maybe I'll do that. Not necessarily bike related, but I've got to do what I can do. So as I say, today is Monday. It will be a week tomorrow it happened. So I know I'm being a little bit preemptive. I'm expecting to be back to normal. A couple of weeks, 3 weeks, maybe it will be a lot better than it is now. But now the weather's changed, it kind of feels like my summer's been clipped. And if you remember, I lost quite a chunk of it at the beginning because my mum was in hospital again this year. So yeah, it's been a tricky year for sure. Oh, one thing I do need to say actually is a huge thank you to, there was a handful of people who sent some donations through Super Chats and through PayPal. You know who you are. Thank you. I really, really appreciate the help. It's not what I asked you to do, but you know at the end of the day it does help. And I'm not asking people to do that now. I'm just saying thank you to the people those did. That is basically where I'm at. I still have videos, 4 or 5 videos that were filmed before this happened. This is in fact the first video I've filmed since the update video you saw because I've not really been up to doing anything. Yeah, that's basically it. That's where I'm at. It's just going to take time. The next 4 or 5 videos you see come out on YouTube will be filmed before this happened. And the next video that patrons will see will be filmed after this happened. And I'm hoping to film that today, probably get that up tomorrow. Might be interesting to some of you. I don't know. Yeah, it's tricky being a motorcycle content creator when you can't ride motorcycles and you can't really stand up too much, and really you shouldn't be even sat too much. Oh, these things happen. Oh, apologies for my scruffiness. I know I need to shave and cut my hair. Here's an interesting thing. I don't know if you know this. Do you know I haven't paid for a haircut since before COVID? So you're like, well, who's been cutting it then? Me. If you remember during COVID, obviously people couldn't go and get their hair cut, or you had to like go with a mask on, and I was just like, I'm going to see if I can cut my own hair, teach myself to cut my own hair, because if I can do that, I can save a lot of money in the future. And because it's COVID and no one can really go out, I can mess my hair right up and know I'm completely fine to just stick a hat on in videos and no one will be the wiser. And actually, I've never really messed my hair up cutting it myself. And yeah, I've been doing it myself. It's not just like a one length buzz cut. It's like one length on the top, graded down the sides, like faded in round, like, you know, to make sure it's all even. Practice, that's all I can tell you. Practice makes perfect. And being willing to have a messed up do for weeks if you get it wrong. Anyway, that was a side tangent. That's where I'm at. This sucks, but it is what it is. And the best thing I can do is just concentrate on the forwards and do what I can do. So huge thanks to your support. Huge thanks to everyone for your understanding. You know, people are on Patreon, YouTube memberships. I know I'm not producing the content you normally support me for, but unfortunately it's the type of content which does come with injury occasionally. And I've been doing, touch wood, I've been doing pretty well over the years to not have too much downtime to motorcycles. Ironically, it was other things that took my time away, but yeah, whatever. And I know people on Patreon are like, don't worry about it, health comes first, we'll keep supporting you. I know you guys, you believe that and you say it. Every time I get ill and I have to take a week off, every time there's a lull because of bad weather, or I have to look after my mum if she's gone back in hospital or something, I lose patrons. The highest amount of patrons I ever had was 300 and, was it 380? Yeah, it was 380, and I think you'll notice it's less than that now. So the ones that are still there, thank you. I really appreciate you. Not that I want this to say to be about money, but I have to pay the bills, and you are half of my income, more than half my income, because YouTube is just so... There we go. Anyway, sorry, doom and gloom, talking about money, don't like it. I just wanted to give you an update, and that's the reality of things, and that's why these things suck and I hate them. I'm going to go, bye.